the there is a physical award and a certificate that is given out to the folks who receive this award. Maybe this is news to the people who are here and know they're getting the award. A number of you will know that Wikimedians on Wiki tend to give these virtual awards called Barn Stars. And they're a really big deal. They're these social awards. There's been a bit of research about them, and they're very meaningful. They're a symbol of recognition that one Wikimedian will give to another to say, I think that what you've done is really fantastic. Someone gave me another Wikimedian gave me a physical Barn Star many years ago, and it continues to be like truly one of my most sort of like prized possessions. They are actually physical things, not just like pictures, the virtual versions, which are given on the web. They are actually things that are sometimes attached to barns. And they're it's I really honored my own, and it's really a wonderful opportunity to be able to give someone a physical barn star as well. So we will be sending physical barn stars to the first author of the winning research groups, or whoever they choose to receive it. And we'll be in contact about physical mailing addresses for that. Before I sort of turn it over, I want to go over the process. Jimmy Wales, who I'm sure you all know, is here and will be introducing each of the awards, which is again another sort of like an honor, I'm sure for us and for everyone else. Jimmy will introduce each of the papers, and then we're going to invite everyone to sort of unmute and clap awkwardly in that sort of way that we're used to doing on Zoom. And then we're going to invite each of the speakers to speak for just a few minutes. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jimmy, who's going to introduce the winners this year.
Okay, great. Can everybody hear me? Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, great. Okay, fantastic. Well, this is always a real highlight of my year as well. It's one of the sort of honorary duties that I have, which I'm very pleased about and proud of in my symbolic capacity as just being me, which is kind of fun. And it's basically a way for me to thank all of the research community, but to look at the papers that have been singled out as particularly interesting and particularly impactful every year. For me, what I enjoy about the academic research on Wikipedia is how much of it is actually meaningful and relevant and actionable in our community. And so this first paper is a fantastic example of that. The authors of this paper conducted a randomized controlled trial that involved asking 3,974, it's quite a lot, academic economists to provide feedback to improve Wikipedia articles in their area of expertise, but by asking them in slightly different ways. The team found that people said they would contribute if the request emphasized the connection between the article topic and the potential volunteer's expertise, but that other motivational techniques didn't make a difference. That said, none of the different ways of asking appeared to change the rates at which the economists actually contributed. I'm sure there's something very amusing to say about economists studying, what people say they're going to do and how they actually behave, but there we are. It's sort of a classic thing you see in economics. So faced with this puzzle, the study employed a novel statistic prediction model to show that a much stronger match between the economist's specific expertise and the topics of the articles, the more likely they were to actually make the edit. The work makes a number of important contributions for the broader Wikimedia community. The results provide guidance for anyone working on outreach project, by highlighting the importance of matching volunteers to tasks. The paper introduces some clever and new ways of using natural language and recommender systems to do exactly this kind of matching. The work resulted in 1,097 messages posted to Wikimedia economics articles talk pages, which the authors show have led to improvements in the articles themselves. So I think this is kind of cool. And obviously, this is just about economics, but there's clearly applicability to any kind of academic subject. But I also think there's also applicability in other areas. I mean, one of the things that we really are always trying to do is to get photographers motivated to contribute photography. And of course, you can contact a bunch of professional photographers. They might or might not answer. But it suggests that actually, if you've looked at what their work is, and you find Wikipedia entries where that would match, you could ask that way, and it might motivate them better. So I think it's very potentially useful. So for all of these reasons, we award this year's first WMF Ray 2025 Best Paper Award to Motivating Experts to Contribute to Digital Public Goods, a Personalized Field Experiment on Wikipedia. So
All
over to
right.
you.
All right. So everyone, yeah, let's I'd love to have the best that we can do. Awkward round of applause for the authors.
Yay.
So I believe there's actually a number of the authors who are here, but I think that at least at least one person, I think it's going to be Jan, is going to say some things.
Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, hi. Thank you so much, Benjamin and Leila, for selecting our paper to be the best paper award. It was a very, very pleasant surprise. Actually, I didn't know um, that actually such an award exists. But I think my co-author Bob Kraut and Rosta Farzan, Iman Yakazari, I saw Iman. Oh yeah, Iman, yeah, hi, and Ark Jung. So this paper, we're just incredibly happy to receive this award, and it's such an honor. And I'm actually in Valencia, Spain for a conference, and I'm skipping a session to attend the ceremony. Um, when Bob and I were on an NSF ITR grant, we were working on a community, the Movie Lens community. And then our advisory board said, working on something that's less frivolous. So, in terms of online communities and contributions to public goods. And I have always wanted to study Wikipedia because I'm trained as an economist, and Wikipedia is a puzzle from classical economics, perspective. And um, so at the time, Bob has already been, studying Wikipedia, Bob Kraut. So I found the expert. So I teamed up with Bob, who recruited Rasta. And then Iman and Ark were both PhD students at the School of Information at the University of Michigan. And we piloted, it took us a year to pilot and see what might generate enthusiasm and contributions. And then it took us a while to fine tune our analysis and get the paper published. And this is like the cherry on top. It's such a wonderful surprise, and it's a huge honor. And I hope that our research will generate a lot more interest to study, actual contributions to online communities, and, open content in general, especially in the age of Gen AI. And I'm also very honored that Jimmy Wales, who I've read about all these years, is actually giving out the award. So, and, of course, a Barn Star is something that I read about in papers, and, actually receiving one would be so meaningful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. And I'll just say as a personal note, I've been reading, your work and actually work by a lot of the members of the team for many, many years. And it's just been, it's a privilege to be able to help be part of an opportunity to recognize you for all your work. So,
Thank you.
thank you all. So I think that the plan is if you're an author of the paper, I think that we can, I think the plan is to do like a little group photo to the extent that we can, with
Oh,
Jenny and everyone. So
wow.
we'll try to
Okay.
highlight. So this will be so we'll do a little group photo.
Okay.
Is that everyone?
So Bob, are you here? I thought Bob is
Bob
supposed.
messaged and said that he had a conflict that he couldn't resolve. So I think
Oh, okay.
if we can ask everyone else to just turn off the cameras for some seconds, and if you're the author of the paper or you're giving the award or on the committee, please keep it on. And Kinnert, if you can just make sure we're all spotlighted.
Okay.
I can vigorously
Are all
do a
spotlighted.
screen.
What
Okay.
about
Okay.
Rasta? Rasta, are you here?
Yeah, if
Oh,
you can
Rasta,
add.
with me.
Oh, Rosta,
Yes,
come
I'm
on,
here.
join us. Yeah. Wonderful.
Okay,
Good to see
there we
you.
go.
Don't be shy.
There we
Yeah.
go. Ready? Smile to the camera. 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna do a few more. I think we're good. Thank you so
Great.
much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Congratulations.
Leila.
Really, really excellent work. It was just
Thank
like
you.
it's
Wonderful.
a really incredible and an ambitious project as well. So,
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Benjamin.
all
Jen.
right.
Thank you, Leila.
All right. Okay. So I'll turn it back to Jimmy.
Okay, great. Yeah, I felt like in the photo taking that I should say, oh, Mako's taller than I am, so I should be in the front. But in reality, okay, line up by height. We got to make it symmetrical. Okay. Well, now, one of the things that I'm very passionate about, and those of you who've been to this event before, you always hear me talking about this, um, is the vision of Wikipedia as a free encyclopedia for every single person on the planet. And so I'm always really excited to read and learn about research having to do with the smaller language editions of Wikipedia. Most Wikipedia language editions are in low resource languages. They're spoken by billions of people and face a range of important challenges. This paper documented challenges and opportunities in 3 low resource languages spoken in Ethiopia. I'm going to try and pronounce them, but they're a little tricky. Afan Oromo, Amharic, and Tigrinya. These 3 languages are smaller languages of Wikipedia, but they do have contributors. And in the first part of the study, the authors conducted a systematic analysis of project talk page messages posted to all 3 language editions to identify challenges faced by established contributors. They identified a range of technical and non-technical challenges. In the second part, the authors recruited a range of skilled speakers of each language who were Wikipedia novices and asked them to share their screen as they attempted to contribute to and write articles in each language. The authors then conducted interviews with those participants to have them reflect on their experiences. The authors documented a range of important challenges. The paper makes a range of contributions. It not only documents challenges faced by the 3 Ethiopian languages studied, but also works to identify the broader and more general takeaways that affect both other languages and other knowledge commons. It provides a range of new insights and opportunities for improving the experience of contributors, established and new, to low resource languages. And it provides insight into a method for studying challenges faced by low resource languages more generally. For all these reasons, we award this year's first WMF-Ray 2024 Best Student Paper Award to Low Resource Languages and Online Knowledge Repositories, a Need-Finding Study. Yay.
All right. Cool. So let's do that. Everyone, speak to we can. Have a round of applause from everyone. You can imagine it if you can't hear it. So cool. All right. And I believe Helena Degatu, the first author, is here. I saw her earlier, so I'd love to invite her to say a few. There you are. Great.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. First of all, it's 7:17 where I am, so it's like a great way to start my day. I really do appreciate it, and I'm very honored. I also did not like believe the email when I first got it because I had no idea. So I was like, is this a scam? Like I have to check the domains and everything. So it truly did come as a surprise. And I'm very grateful. So thank you so much for recognizing this work. I do want to shout out my advisors, Sarah Chasins and John Kenny, who could not make it today. However, I do want to recognize their support for this very ambitious and very personal project that I took on. This project started because I wanted to train language models in Amharic and Tigrinya. And I went to Wikipedia as a source, but quickly realized that there were quality and quantity issues for these languages. So I'm very grateful that my advisors helped me see this project through, and it got the recognition that it did. So I guess to quickly say a few things about the project, when we started, I was kind of imagining like I would list issues and just send it to Wikimedia like right after and be like, if you fix those things, like we can have like better data in these languages. But I was very quickly humbled by the social political issues that interact to shape the experiences of speakers of low resource languages. And this project, I would say, like really did kickstart the PhD journey that I have, and it forced the path that I'm currently on, studying community-centered data creation, as well as useful language technologies for low resource languages. So it's a very personal project for me, so I'm very happy. I do want to say, Jimmy, that you did a great job of pronouncing the languages. So I was very, very, very impressed, especially with the Tigrinya. People usually cannot say the nya sound, but that was really great. And I guess as a follow-up to this work, when we did this project and we realized that there weren't, one of the challenges that we realized was that like it was really hard for people to find scholarly work in their languages to cite as references when they were creating Wikipedia articles. So one step that we did by taking our own advice is to translate a blog summary of our paper into the 3 languages, and that is available on African Archive or on and it is accessible through my website if anybody is interested. And finally, I do want to shout out my friends and soon-to-be colleagues at the Distributed AI Research, or DARE team, as well as folks from Whose Knowledge who supported me on this project. And I will be starting an internship this summer with them, and we'll be focusing on dialect-aware language technologies to help create Wikipedia content in these low-resource languages. So I will say keep an eye out for that work, and I'm going to end by saying thank you in the 3 languages. So Amasag ganalo in Amharic, Yekanyele in Tigrinya, and Galatomi in Afan Oromo for recognizing my work.
Thank you so much. Very, very good. Or in Amharic, I actually, little known fact about me, I actually lived in Ethiopia in high school, so I actually do speak a bit of Amharic. In any case, it was really wonderful. I saw this paper first at the Wiki Research Showcase, was the first place in which I interacted with it. So this is just a shout out to the showcase. It's a great way to get exposed to work, and it was really wonderful to see the work again when we were looking through the list of all the papers. Really just like, again, a very ambitious, like doing this kind of work across multiple languages is really challenging and requires the kinds of linguistic skills that is very hard to find in one person. And in fact, very often, like you end up having to recruit sort of teams of different speakers to do this. And so really ambitious and also really important work. And I think that reveals a bunch of really sort of like useful things. So again, it was wonderful to be able to read the paper and just really impressive to see that. So you have a lot to be proud of. And so I guess let's do the group photo again. Okay, so
Sounds good. Okay, let's look
right.
into the cameras. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. I think we're good. Thank you so
Okay.
much, and congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Really excellent work.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Saganala to you.
Cool. Thank you so much, Jimmy, as well, and Meiko. We are at the end of the award session. Again, congratulations to all authors of the 2 papers, and thank you for all the work that you have done.
And thank you, Jimmy, for coming in
Thank
and
you
doing
very
this.
much. Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we are, I believe, going to swiftly switch to the town hall. We have some time together. Is that correct, Kinneret?
It is.
Perfect. Thank you so much. If we can stop the recording and